This is the Cardin residence. We're going to be doing a drip irrigation check and repair on this property. So all of the plants we need to check and see to make sure all of the emitters are working properly, and we're also going to check for leaks that might need to get repaired, that will need to get repaired if we find them. They have plants running all the way on the perimeter of the yard here. In that corner there is a broken irrigation tubing that we need to replace that whole section. Make sure that those gardenias are getting good water. So if it's because the trees are nearby, so if it's anything below a 2-gallon-per-hour emitter, we'll put in a 4-gallon emitter in there just for the extra water. These African irises, we're gonna check on the emitters. If the emitters are overgrown by the actual plant, if the plant grew around it, we can't pull it out. We'll just cut the emitter and install a new one to make sure that those are getting water. This area here, the client told me that they're having a water issue with too much water. So we need to, all of the emitters for these plants, we are going to replace and install 1-gallon-per-hour emitters. These are getting a 1-gallon-per-hour emitter too. And then everything else, we are just kind of opening up every emitter, making sure that it's working, functioning. If it's clogged, we're going to replace it with the same gallon per hour. All this here. A lot of this is new landscaping, so it should be functioning proper. We're just double checking, making sure all the emitters are working. Then we'll rake the mulch back to cover everything up. The client did mention that this side doesn't grow as well as the other side of the property. So if the soil here is dry, we'll put in higher output emitters. If the plant is clearly soaked, we'll put a 1-gallon-per-hour emitter. If it looks the same as everything else, just leave the emitters that are in there. Just make sure they're working. So all these plants here we want to check. Make sure to check under the trees as well. We'll check all of this. And then these gardenias are thriving. Wow, okay. So yeah, there's your drip line running here. So we'll double check, but just judging by this plant, I think it's doing really well. If anything, maybe might need a little nitrogen. Looks like some chlorosis here, so might need a little nitrogen, but other than that, these plants are doing great.